Gentlemen, what is the best thing about a wedding?
The best thing about a wedding, a lot of it was like kind of like the good spirits and stuff that you find like at a wedding, and that we weren't these kind of cynical sharks going into these weddings. We were bringing this like enthusiasm. We were eating the wedding cakes, and one of my favorite scenes in the movie was a scene that was sort of improvised. It was supposed to be us just kind of eating, and Vince starts kind of eating off my plate, and it kind of becomes
He's
like
always
cool
so mad,
Luke,
yeah. When roll his
like,
eyes, so I can't stop.
Yeah.
He was so like mad and not happy. It just became funny, yeah.
Yeah.
I think what Owen said is right, is that there was such an energy and positivity. It's like you love life. Like you love the fact that in this moment people are celebrating the possibility that you could be with someone. If only for that moment you believe that. And
if only for that moment.
Yeah. That you love to eat, you love to celebrate, you love to dance. So I think it's like these guys really like what it represents, you know, a kind of celebration of life.
Just a couple kids trying to make it real.
Yeah.
Trying
to make it bleed.
honest,
Trying to make it bleed.
Yeah. That's what it's all about. Well, yeah, those guys did a good job on the script, and then, you know, we also tried to always, you know, push it and try to come up with, like, you know, new ideas and things.
So did you ad-lib a lot?
Yeah, there was like ad-libbing, but a lot of it was like, and this is why I've probably never been more tired than when I finished this movie, is a lot of it was like, we would meet on weekends and the night before and go over the scenes for that week or the next day and try to brainstorm.
Some of it's crazy. I look back at it and like there was literally like major pivotal scenes that the night before, after a full day shooting, we would meet at, I think it was my hotel room.
Yeah, in
and
DC,
it was
I remember
like a major
having...
pivotal scene, and we were all sitting there, and it's like, you know, it's late, you've worked a full day, you start laughing and throwing stuff out there and thinking it's funny, but the next day you don't know. We really were fortunate in that all these kind of wild, shot-in-the-dark things we took actually landed and worked, where sometimes you can do them, they're kind of bizarre, but they don't necessarily work, but we really were lucky.
And I think that feeling of being kind of like exhausted, sometimes releases like, you know, a different type of humor, because you're almost like punch drunk, where it's just like, you're kind of, you don't have that sort of censor, so you kind of throw stuff out there.
Well, Owen called me up and said, you know, look what Puffy's done, and look what some of these guys in the rap game have done. Why are we just sitting around?
It's time to blow up our brand.
Yeah, why are we just
Vince
sitting
always
around?
referred to us as brands, and now I kind of started taking that to heart, like, and you've got to cater to your brand, and so I think a way to do that is producing, so you're more responsible for your brand.
And we have a clothing line that we're working on too that hasn't come out yet, called Shh, and it's just different T-shirts and slacks and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just.
When you were growing up as kids, were you aware that was acting the
Probably
only...
about 4 years old, I knew I'd produce. I'm an odd case study, don't go by me. I started talking about 3.5 months, and then at 4, I pretty much knew. I remember I was in a pool, and we were picking people for teams, and I was the last one picked. No one picked me.
Someone said fish out of water, and you said producer.
Producer, yeah. They said, well, here we go. And no one picked on the team. They said, Vince, the teams are evens, you can't play. And I said, I don't give a shit if I can play, because I'm going to produce one day. I think it was about 4 and 2 months. How about you?
It was kind of, that same thing of like the Wizard of Oz. Like, I wanted to be the man behind the curtain, like kind of pulling like the little puppet master, controlling everybody, because I was the guy in the neighborhood who would invent the games, and I would make up the rules for the games, and that showed sort of a proclivity for producing. Yeah. You know what I think would be a drag is when you read about these, like, entertainment people who get chased by the paparazzi and have car accidents and things. I think that would be like a real drag, but for the most part, like, the way it affects me, the most of the time, people that come up to me just, you know, are nice, and it's no big deal.
Yeah. Same, you know, it's like I haven't dealt with that kind of attention where you have like paparazzi outside your house and everything. In fact, sometimes I feel kind of bad about it. I try to, you know, in my mind kind of think it's happening. It's really not. I'm like, damn it. People are like, what are you talking about? I'm like, what do you think's going on over there? Like, the guy's making a cell phone call. I'm like, well, why is he pointing it right at me? Because he's looking for the number to dial. Don't bullshit me. That guy's paparazzi, you know. But I haven't really experienced it enough to comment on it. And then sometimes I think I'm being followed. Like, someone will make a left, they'll make a left. I make a left, they make a left, and I make a left, they make a right. So then I'm not really being followed. But so I don't know. I don't know what it's like. But I'm sure that that it's not a fun experience to have. But it is maddening for me. You've seen it for me. I mean, you don't even tell you. I go outside, I'm like Debbie Gibson at a mall opening. These people are all over me. And who can blame them? They're only human. Can we get a hot towel in here and a little more coffee?